useful to tell you about. Robin Hall, one of our Robin's here tonight, I think, isn't he?
Over here.
Yeah, Robin's over there, yeah. Robin, who's heavily involved in the music industry and radio, that's his blog. It's worth looking. He sends out a great newsletter, I should call it, yeah?
Yeah. Mailchimp.
Every Sunday or Monday?
Mondays.
Yeah, Mondays.
Tuesdays this week.
Tells you what's going on and what's topical in Birmingham. It's really worth looking at. And Robin has given his support, as many of us have, to a campaign for regional broadcasting in Birmingham, which is really all about the fact that the BBC, since it departed from Birmingham, really doesn't spend very much money per head in the West Midlands. It's a tiny figure compared with other parts of the country, which we'll see in a minute. So if you have a look at their website, CRB Midlands, not the Criminal Records Bureau, but the Campaign for Regional Broadcasting, you'll find a petition there that you can sign, and the more people that sign, the more idea perhaps the BBC will get of the strength of feeling in the West Midlands that we're being overlooked. And if there were more activity, then it would filter through to the supply chain of everyone working in screen and sound and the creative industries in the region. So I would urge you to do that, if only for the fact that you might well be a licensed player, and in effect you're subsidising all the other regions, particularly London, when there isn't much happening here and BBC isn't spending money here. There's also quite an interesting article at this website about Birmingham and about how it's perceived, but actually there's an awful lot going on here. A lot of very supportive things are said on there, aren't they, Robin, about the activity in Birmingham.
Yep.
So it's worth looking at both of those, and I didn't mean to dwell on it, but I just think it's something to keep reminding people of, and you can lend your support to that campaign. It's really quite important. When you think in the past, how strong and big a presence the BBC had in the region, with Pebbleville and so on. So if we can go to the next slide. That just tells you the comparative spend per head in the country. So, we're getting next to nothing. There are 8 million people, I think, in London. So BBC spends £895 per head there. There's 4 million people within a 20-mile radius of the centre of Birmingham. So, half the number, still a great deal more people within 20 miles of the centre of Birmingham than any of the other regions, but only 16 quid per head. So it's not good enough, really. So I would urge you to get onto that petition.
Do we just pay 16 quid per TV licence?
Well, you could suggest that to them, yeah. I know what they tell you, but you could suggest that. Good idea. And the next slide, please, Tracy. And that just gives you the figures there. So £895 per head in London, £16 per head in the Midlands. That's what they think of us.
That's up to the end of financial year 2011-2012.
So it could be less for
Worse
since
projected
then,
to 2013, because that was before factoring in the money that's been spent in Manchester for Media City,
yeah.
and before delivering quality first, landing, sacking it.
And a lot of money has been spent on
There you go.
Oh, really? Oh, well, you can tell us about that. So we're now down 16 pence, probably, in Birmingham.
About 12.50.
And then it's not connected, or rather, perhaps it is, because it's very active and it's something that's really great and happens every year in Birmingham. Flat Hat Festival has been going on for the past week or so, and it carries on until the 31st. Have a look at the website, because there's all sorts of really good things happening. And if you're interested in film, there's lots of variety of things happening all over Birmingham. flathatfestival.org.uk. The next slide, please, Jason. And this is where I need to call on a couple of people who are here tonight, Sarah and Kerry. I'm just going to come and tell you very quickly, with a video, I think, about the music festival, Man Down Festival. Do you just want to very briefly introduce the video?
Yeah. So we're third-year music industry students from BCU. We're putting on a festival. It's a two-part festival, and this is the first one, which next Thursday, and it's kind of like a Q&A, so you can get to know and question people. They're all females from the industry. Yeah, plenty of it. It's fun to do.
But there's no audio.
All right.
So you might have to.
Okay.
Can you talk us through that?
Yeah.
Oh,
Oh, it's just coming out of my speakers. I don't know if they can hear it though.
I think you probably know.
Right. This is for real. I'm Terry, and I'm CEO and production manager. I'm Megan Fisher, and I'm events manager.
I am Amy, and I'm doing visual design and other finance. I'm Sarah, and I'm PR and promotions.
What? I was kidding. You should come to Man Down. Man Down Festival is a two-part music festival that takes place at the Sweda in Birmingham. We've got a Q&A session with industry professionals on the 4th of April, and then on the 14th of April, a day on the festival with different artists, bands, and various films throughout the day.
We're putting on Man Down because basically we came into uni and the first music industry lecture we had, we were basically told that it's a male-dominated industry, and we know that there's loads of women working really hard and doing really good work. And we want to showcase those speakers. It's important because, well, everyone who's working on it is a female, and we all want to get into the industry eventually. So learning from these women is just going to be there to do.
Proof of background because it's run by a female. She had experience working in the industry and she runs her own festival, so it's interesting someone who knows what they're doing and just shows that a woman is just capable of running failures and active. We kind of varied our genre, just because we think it's important that all genres are involved in the festival. So we have some kind of heavy bands, some songwriters, and we're just putting it all together as well. So far we have Underneath Works, Sister Shotgun, We've Got the Castle, two female singer-songwriters named Rose Red and Rose Sopholic.
People should come to Man Down Festival because we're celebrating women in the music industry with lots of good bands and lots of chances to network.
Thank you very much. So, mandownfestival.co.uk
Yeah.
will tell you what's on where. That's great, thank you.
Thank you.
And then we have Tony Andrews. Is he with us? Yeah.